It is Monday, February the 5th, 2024. I am James. You are you. We are here for the first episode of the second month of the brand new year. We've done it. We've made it. We have marched and we have crawled through the murky waters of January. If you're feeling hopeless, if you're feeling dread, if you're feeling sorrow, hey, just know that I believe in you and you made it. Valentine's Day is on the horizon, a time of romance, a time of love, and I love what we have got planned for tonight's episode to commemorate not only the beginning of February, it has also come to my attention that this is episode 470 of the show that won't go away. What was birthed from the evil womb of the coronavirus pandemic has blossomed into a cute little 4-year-old. Getting close to March 16th, the birth date of the show, but I'm getting ahead of myself. But in honor of the first show, I'm now going to welcome someone who was the first guest of the first show. He did stand-up comedy about Hillary Clinton, tonight's co-pilot, tonight's co-host, but in my heart, he'll always be my side piece, Mr. David Kaufman. Dave, can you believe it? Episode 470.
It's crazy, James.
It's almost like you and me are the parents of this child.
Yeah. Another child I'm raising right now.
Because you were just a guest on the first one, how did we decide, like, you're in it now. You're along for the ride.
I don't think I had much choice.
Well, come on. I'd like to think that I have some type of power, but I don't think I'm so powerful that I roped you into this without your choosing.
No, I think I tech the show, and
at first. I was the original tech of the show.
We collaborated.
This is something I get no credit for.
I used to write a different comedic piece for every episode.
When we did 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
Well, I used to book every episode, still do.
Yeah, that's true.
This is back in the day on Instagram. There was 4 guests.
Oh, yeah.
In an hour. We couldn't go past an hour. Damn, I was good.
These times, they're changing.
Yeah, it's true, right?
Yeah.
You look a little bit like Robert Dylan.
Robert? Oh.
Yeah. Well, I call him Robert.
Okay, I call him Bobby.
You look a little bit like him.
I'm more of a fan of his son.
Jacob, lead singer of the Wallflowers.
Right.
One headlight.
Yeah, it's a great song. Or the We Could Be Heroes that he covered on the Godzilla soundtrack.
Do you think that they have a strained relationship?
I can't imagine that Bob Dylan is the most affectionate father.
What's this cup you're drinking out of?
This?
Was this movie cup from the 90s?
This is from a Broadway, not a Broadway play, but a play called.
Yeah, this looks like a happy. This looks like a Happy Meal cup.
Yeah.
From the late 90s. Mm-hmm. It looks like you're doing product placement the way that you're drinking it with it cupped underneath.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Dave, do you have any advice for Jacob Dylan and Bob Dylan as someone who grew up with a father with a strained relationship?
Life is short. Forgive and forget.
Because it's tough to live in your father's shadow, right? Your dad, a very well-known figure.
Yeah, the Tambourine Man, or at least wrote a song called that. And you're just in the Wallflowers.
Now, just so people understand, you're not saying your dad wrote Tambourine Man.
Yeah, no, my dad would not be able to write
Imagine he laid
Man.
claim to, I was the original penman of the Tambourine Man. Yeah. I wrote it. It was me. David, did you know that I wrote Tambourine Man?
I'd say, Dad, you're out of your mind. You have zero musical talent whatsoever.
If your dad was playing an instrument, what would it be?
Oh, man. It would be something like boring. Be like
a boring instrument?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like what's a classic boring instrument.
I mean, instruments aren't really boring.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like
What if he just plays the cymbal?
Maybe like the recorder or something.
Well, it's a very grating instrument.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe he maybe be something like a bagpipe, maybe.
Another grating instrument, but very impressive to
Yeah,
play.
it'd be impressive, but like, why'd you pick that kind of thing?
I think we got to get to the bottom of this. Tomorrow, I want you to call your dad and ask him, "Hey, Dad, if you played an instrument, what would it be? What are your top three choices?"
I'll do it.
Well, first I'd start with the recorder, then I'd play the bagpipes.
Dave, we have an incredible show planned tonight. Back-to-back legends on this show. What say we get into it?
Sure, yeah.
All right, I'm still waiting for this person to come onto the show wearing a pair of leather pants. I've been demanding it. I've been banging on the doors. I can't get an answer. I can't get a straight yes. But in the meantime and in between time, let's welcome downtown Alex Brown. Alex, you wearing them leather pants tonight?
You know I'm not.
Oh, what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take, dear?
Maybe it'll be
I'm gonna start talking to
show-
people like they're my nieces.
Yeah. Come on, honey.
Dear.
Maybe like show 600.
600. The average at this point, look, we only go at most 52 episodes for sure.
Yep.
We'll throw in anywhere from 5 to 8 bonus episodes a year. So
That's like
this,
what?
this is going to take us 3 years.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Dave, I noticed you haven't said hello to Alex.
Hi,
Oh.
Alex. I was curious. Do you own leather pants?
David, I do not at the moment because also I've been waiting for James McGee to buy me the leather pants.
It's true. That's the caveat here is
That's
that
the
we were supposed to
caveat.
go on an excursion,
Yes.
excuse me,
Now,
to find you some leather pants.
do you have an inn
Yeah.
at a leather pant emporium?
Well, yeah, I got a lot of friends in the
He's a leather guy.
BDSM world.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are. You seem like you could be.
I know a lot of leather
s-
daddies and
secret
leather
guy.
mommies.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
You
real
think I'm
leather-
a secret leather guy?
I could see it.
Yeah, I could
Now-
see it too.
This is an interesting episode. We bring a panel, a midnight society together,
Okay.
and we try to assume and predict each other's darkest secrets.
Oh.
Very right?
That's like-
can I just
that's gotta be
acknowledge the
behind,
way
like-
that you just
Yeah.
said, "Oh."
Oh, I think that's got to be behind a paywall.
Yeah, that's on the OnlyFans.
That's the only fans. You gotta.
I would happily do an OnlyFans version of this show.
Oh my
we'd somehow
God.
end up having to pay OnlyFans because no one would subscribe.
No, we get some subscribers.
You
For
definitely
sure.
would. You'd get some freaks, some real psychos.
There's a lot of freaks out there, James.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that there right now are freaks watching, but not
Oh,
sex
you know there
freaks,
are.
things like that.
Freaks
Tonight.
on some leashes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, come on, Alex, do your impersonation of Jonathan Davis, lead singer
Oh,
of
God,
Korn
it's
with
like-
a K.
It's like no, it's not.
Oh, mamma mia! Can we hear that one again? Can we flip it and
I
reverse
can't
it?
do it. It's like I'm trying to. Okay, yeah. It's like.
I think you're doing the beginning scatting of Janie's Got a Gun, which Dave famously hates.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I can't scat. I don't know.
Well, that's fine.
Never been my.
Sorry, we
Tonight-
can't have you at this job.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Tonight
guys. I'm really
Is an
sorry.
episode for freaks, but it's for food freaks.
Food
Episode
freaks.
470. Yeah, I'm installing that as a rule now. Anytime the word food freaks is said,
Food freaks.
yeah, it's like a sound clip on a morning zoo radio station. It's episode 470. I think it's only good to commemorate this very unofficial number that isn't often
Yeah.
celebrated in TV
Right, of
by discussing food, which has been a legendary topic on this show.
course.
We've got a couple topics as it pertains to food, subtopics, if you will. Alex, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready. More
We're
ready
kicking
than
this
ever.
first one off. Food topic number 1,
Yeah.
drunk food.
Oh. Okay.
First, let's get into it. Alex, in
Yeah.
your younger years, were you known to have a good time on the weekends? Maybe,
I
maybe
mean,
have
I
a couple
think you
wine
know.
coolers and
Yeah.
of that
I
nature?
mean, I think anyone who encountered me and in my sort of heyday. Well, I don't want to say it's not my. Maybe today's my heyday.
oh, come on, darling.
You haven't
I haven't
peaked yet,
been-
Alex.
Yeah.
I still got some good years ahead of me. But yeah, in my younger years, I think yes, I definitely liked to go enjoy myself.
Okay, now I
Out and
want to
about.
build the scene here. Are you enjoying yourself at home, pre-drinking, and then going out to the bar?
I mean, it's all of the above, you know? It's like
Okay.
pre-drinking because you're like, well, we can't spend any money, because we don't have any. So
Mhm.
we're gonna just like drink as much as we can at someone's like shitty apartment,
Okay.
and go
Okay.
out.
Get a glow going, so to
Get a
speak.
glow going. Get all the way to already not remembering anything and
Okay,
then go
Dave,
out.
do you relate to
Yeah.
this? Look, I don't drink, so I can't, but I've been around a lot of pre-drinking.
I would say in my
Yes.
college years, yeah, yeah. Now, Alex, would you ever not go out after pre-drinking because you went too far?
Because it was just too I mean, I feel like I probably did because I feel like the pre-drink, depending on how things were going, it would, the pre-drink would end up being like, oh, whoops, we like, it's already like
Did
4.
it again.
Yeah, we did it again. We
See,
got to
that was
do
see, that's a
them.
pretty good impersonation. Way better than your
Yeah,
Jonathan
maybe
Davis.
I just can't do, maybe it's only like female pop singers that I
Well, we'll
can,
get there.
yeah.
Okay, so you do the
So,
pre-drinking, you go out.
yeah.
Now, are you going out in Nova Scotia, or
Yeah,
do you
because
start
I
going
lived
out in
in
the 514?
Well, both. Because
Okay.
I went to university for 2 years in Halifax, in Nova
Congratulations.
Scotia. Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
congrats.
Yes, I went to art college because I thought, let's just throw some money away.
No,
And
no, no. We don't talk like that.
It's
okay, you're
valuable.
right, you're
Here,
right.
we don't talk
Yeah.
like
The
that.
Okay.
experiences, the
I'm gonna put
connections you
something.
made.
Look, I'm gonna put. I'm not gonna make this show about me.
Okay.
I'm a man
Yep.
that pays his bills, and he lives and he works all because of the arts.
Wow.
If I'm lying, I'm dying.
That's right.
If I
You're right.
can do it,
You're
you
right.
can do it.
Well, I don't know if I can do,
Alex, I want you to quit your job first thing in the morning.
first thing in the morning.
I want you to
Okay.
quit your job,
And then
and I
do
want you
what?
to become an improv teacher.
Oh no, I
Uh,
already tried that, and it
yeah,
was
you
oh
learned
no.
under the one and only
The one and
James
only
McGee.
James McGee. Yes, I
Yes.
did.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and I'm not a teacher.
All right. Okay. Can I make
So,
an assumption based on your college years that
yes.
perhaps after a night of drinking, your
Hmm.
preferred drunk food was perhaps
Well, you're
a
guessing.
donair?
Um, Actually, no. But it's Donair adjacent.
Adjacent.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm on the
Um,
pathway.
it's
What's
yeah. So they don't have it here, but it's garlic fingers, which
Okay.
is
Okay.
basically just a big
Someone dips their hand in
yeah,
garlic
yeah,
and
and
you
then you
you
go
lick
nom,
all the
nom, nom.
garlic off.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's what we do.
Some guy named Wayne down
Oh,
the
it's
street in
definitely some guy named like
Halifax.
it's got the
Wayne.
best garlic fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wayne's known for his
Okay, I just
fingers.
want to acknowledge first big laugh of the night, first big joke. Ding,
Yeah,
goes to James. Let's
that
keep it
food
going.
freak.
Yeah.
Um,
Dave,
What?
yeah, what? Hey,
Alex just said,
I said it.
That?
no, that's not it. Alex said food freak.
Food
I
freak.
said food
Now
freak.
I also said it
Yeah.
though.
Food freak.
There we go. Okay. All right. So,
Thank
Alex,
you.
tell me more.
Yes.
Tell me more.
So, okay, garlic fingers are essentially like a big pizza, but they cut it into like strips, and
Sure.
instead of tomato sauce, you've got like I guess I think it's just oil, and
Mhm.
then they do cheese, and it's like melted cheese on top with garlic.
Yeah.
And then what really makes them garlic fingers is the fact that you dip them in donair sauce.
Okay. Now, can you define the donair sauce? Because I imagine it's some
Yeah.
type of like creamy garlic sauce.
It's like I think it's like garlic powder, sweetened condensed milk, and that might be it.
It's very
Okay.
thin, right? Like it's like a
Yeah,
thin,
it's like
leaky
thin and
sauce.
it's thin and sticky, like,
Is it kind of like the consistency of a ranch, but with the taste of maybe like a Bustan garlic sauce?
no, because it's sweet. It's like really
I
sweet.
also think
Okay.
it's leakier than a ranch.
It's leakier
Leakier
and
than a
and
ranch?
it's stickier.
Can I
It's,
just say that
you know,
leakier than a ranch sounds like
yeah,
a 90s band
leakier than a ranch.
opening up for the Gin
Oh.
Blossoms?
90s band.
We've got so many games going right
I'm
now, and I
I'm
love it.
loving it.
Okay. So it just sounds like kind of what you might get at Domino's, their garlic cheesy bread.
Yeah, now they do have, yeah, Domino's has garlic cheesy bread, but for the longest time it
It sounds
wasn't
awesome.
here. Yeah.
Can,
It was
can
great.
we agree that garlic bread of any type is universally loved?
Oh my God. I don't know anyone who doesn't like it. Like,
Dave?
honestly.
I like it.
We like
Dave.
if someone just put garlic bread in front of me as like let's say
Oh my
lunch, I
God.
would happily eat it.
Of course. And
I
if I'm gonna eat like a spaghetti dinner, I'm always gonna have
That's like
like
classic, almost like a cheesy, like we're going to have Italian dinner tonight with
yeah,
spaghetti and meatballs and some garlic
it's a
bread.
garlic bread, and it's that like thick bread.
Yeah,
Like it's
green
really like
salad that's just lettuce
yes.
drenched in vinegar. Yep.
Ugh.
Dave, where do you weigh in on this drunk food?
Well, I'm curious if Alex ever if she had leather pants back then.
Yeah, were you wearing them
Um,
leather pants,
I've
dear?
never owned leather pants, no.
Okay.
Maybe
Interesting.
I've missed maybe I should have been.
No,
Huh.
it's not
Not
too
yet.
late. It's
No,
not too late.
I know, but I'm saying like,
You wake up
maybe
tomorrow, quit your job.
quitting
And
my
I need to
job,
go buy leather pants
getting
and become
leather
an
pants.
improv teacher.
I think drunk
Only
food for
if you
me.
get leather pants
Oh,
too, James.
A deal, Dave.
can I
Okay.
get them too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh my God, yes.
Our other guest is gonna have to get them as well.
Okay.
All right. Well, more on that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drunk food for me was mostly, I feel like a lot of hot dogs, a lot of orders of
Oh,
three
yeah.
steamy hot dogs from La Belle
Steamy.
Province on Saint Laurent Street.
Back when Bell Pro was the end all be all if you're getting steamies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
But
back.
wait, I just want to clarify something. My drunk food is way more Montreal based than Halifax
Okay.
because I moved to Montreal when I was 20 and finished university here. So I have way more like, drunk.
Okay. Well, can you relate to Dave's
Yeah, the hot dogs. Yeah, but we
un
would
beau
go
petit
to
steamy or
but
steamy
we would
moutarde,
always
s'il vous
go
plaît.
to we'd go to Chez Claudette, of course.
Okay.
Right.
And I'll say this. I
Yeah.
actually think their hot dogs are pas bon.
See, I wouldn't even know. I don't remember.
Maybe this is the thing of being a Quebecer.
Yeah.
And I would go as far to say that I've become a steamy snob where it really for me is broken down into three categories: the bun, the
really?
wiener, and the coleslaw. 'Cause
Wow.
if you're
Yeah.
having steamies, most people do the tout garni hall dress. I
Mhm.
do just mustard coleslaw because I find the onion and the relish monopolizes too much
Oh,
flavor.
yes.
It's too much
It can be
sometimes, and it
over-
makes it a bit too soggy sometimes too.
Makes
I
it
find,
too soggy.
especially
Yeah.
the relish.
No, it-
Sometimes the relish is like runny.
Hold on, we're
Yeah.
doing a hot dog episode soon. Hot dogs.
Oh my God,
We
yeah.
gotta talk
hot dog
about
party.
Costco hot dogs then too.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
Well, that's almost in a category of its own. But hold on, we got to stay on
I
topic.
got a
here.
question
Okay.
for Alex actually. And
Yeah.
were you ever into like the $2 chow mein?
That's what I
scene?
was just gonna say. I was just
Because
gonna
that was
say
even when I was
that's my
drunk,
go-to.
I was cognizant that was pure shit.
Now
Oh
we're
my
talking
God,
about the
no.
$2 noodles on Boulevard Saint Laurent,
That's
otherwise known
correct.
as the
It was
Main.
the best. It was really good.
I'll tell you what, I never ate it drunk, but I did used to get it. But I
Yeah.
would get it with the teriyaki sauce.
Oh wow, you're
Yep.
not drunk.
No, well, that's it. Well, okay, well, let me ask you this again,
Yes.
as the uneducated,
Please.
what makes for ideal drunk food? If I had to guess, I'm gonna say a couple things:
Okay.
grease
Yes.
Yeah.
and salt.
Yeah.
Grease, salt, and I think the appeal of the noodles was portability as well. Portability?
okay.
Is that the word?
I also
Or-
think like some element of like sponginess that's like absorbing the
Yes, it's
alcohol.
like soft and like
Okay, well, so
yeah.
let me ask here. This is coming from places of curiosity. What about when you used to be able to get cheaper slices of pizza?
Oh yeah.
No, because Montreal didn't have good pizza back then.
It
Like,
didn't need to be good. There was at least one
not
place
good,
on
but,
Saint
you know.
Laurent. I'm thinking of
Oh
the
yeah,
place that
the
was
pizza
under.
didn't need to be good, Alex. You're scarfing down $2 Kraft peanut butter noodles. You're worried about
Come on.
pizza quality?
Look, they knew what they were doing.
The place that was
$2?
across from Mainline was that I'd been to a bunch
Pizza
of
Oh, yeah,
times.
Giovanni
Giovanni.
Yeah.
was the mecca of good bad slices. But
Yeah,
I think if you're partying downtown,
yeah.
I'm gonna take a stab in the dark that Danny Pizza
Danny,
on Mountain.
yes.
Is that with the sesame
Danny.
seeds?
Yes.
I never liked the sesame
Okay.
seeds on there.
I don't mind it, but I will
Nice.
say, and this is a very off-brand pizza for James, their spinach slice
That's the
is
one.
delicious.
That's the one you do. That's the
Now
one.
we're getting confirmation in the chat from our pal, the real Andrew McKay. Quote, the pizza joint on De La Montagne, Danny. Full of exclamation points. I tried to go the other day. It was locked, but there was pizza in the display.
Oh, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's a
The
mystery.
Al Taib pizza I would go
Yes.
to.
Now
a
hold
bunch.
on.
Yes.
Al Taib on Guy
Yeah.
On Gee, yeah.
downstairs.
Yeah.
I went because Danny Pizza was closed. I went to Al Taib the other day,
Oh,
and
wow,
may I
recently.
say, quite possibly top 3 worst pizza
Yeah.
experience I've had. It was so. Here's one of my new things: when food is so bad, I don't finish it anymore. I throw it in the garbage.
That's
I'm done
very.
with it.
That means you're an adult, a true adult.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
gross.
it
Yeah.
sucked. It sucked and it broke my heart. But there was also
Yeah.
a bunch of different Al Taibs in that area.
Yeah, there's one
I know,
in Smoo
yeah.
at McGill that I would go to during. They had like some what the hell is it called? Some event in the winter where you drink outside and then you can go to Smoo and get a piece of pizza. Yeah.
Okay, I want to keep getting in on this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a stab in the dark. Poutine. How is that not? Now it's not. There's not a lot of portability unless you're going to the places that give you the cylindrical bowl of poutine, which I think is such a design flaw
That's
on so many
psychotic.
levels.
You're supposed to, like,
You just get
drink it?
gravy and cheese at the top. You go
Yeah.
to the first part, 3/4 dry fries.
Yeah. Why would you do it like that?
I'll tell you who isn't happy about that. A food freak.
Food freak.
Thank
Yeah.
you. How do we feel about poutine?
No, because I was gonna say
I'm getting amplified here.
like I think a big qualifier for me is whether you can eat it with your fingers or not. And Wayne and his
Okay.
garlic fingers.
I also think, and this you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the price point of poutine sometimes is like just outside what you want for drunk food.
Right. Yeah, because you're
But
like, oh,
okay,
I
so
want me, like,
when
2
would you
extra
say
dollars.
that you guys stopped being drunk enough that drunk food was a thing? I'm gonna guess at least a decade.
No.
Good question.
I wish I could say that.
All right, well,
I mean,
hold on,
it's still
Alex.
a thing when you're drunk.
Yeah, exactly. It just depends on when I'm drunk.
Okay, fair enough. But we're also like, you guys are talking about
Dave
your
knows
college
what's
days.
up.
The price point of poutine has drastically changed.
Yes.
Sure.
No,
But
I would
everything
say
has.
that
not
I
be
would say the
mine.
default price of a small poutine now is
Yeah.
anywhere in between $9 and
It's
$13.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Inflation. My God.
I want to circle back just for a quick second. The real Andrew
Yeah.
McKay writes, quote, Danny is so good that I had a busboy who loved it so much that when he moved to Toronto, he opened up a pizza joint with a Danny pizza.
Oh, that's nice.
He
Was that-
co-opted Danny
He
Pizza.
just sold Danny Pizza? Interesting.
Yeah.
I think he appropriated Danny Pizza.
No, I think it's like an homage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about a food freak.
Food freak.
Food free.
Okay, so take me through the poutines, and then we're gonna move on
Okay.
quickly to some quick hits, and then we're gonna go to the next topic.
Okay, first of all, I've never had a poutine that had like other stuff on it. I just have
Really?
not. I haven't wanted to go there. I'm like, the basic is weird enough, I think. I don't need to
I don't
go
like a lot of
further.
variants, but if I am gonna have one,
Yeah.
it's gonna be just a lot of chopped up smoked meat on top. A smoked
Okay.
meat poutine is
I was
but
gonna
I
say
many
probably
years
do-
ago.
Yeah, I'd
Go
probably
for it.
do with the hot dog.
See, that's
probably-
one
yeah.
thing. A hot dog on its own, just the wiener, a little
Yeah.
too fleshy for me.
No, I like it. I like it. Well, I famously I like
Gives
my
you weird
hot dog
thoughts,
too.
James?
No, it doesn't give me weird thoughts. I just think it's almost like I don't know. It's too fleshy.
I'll say this for
Well, I
weird
can
stuff
see
on
that.
poutine. I don't normally go for it.
Yeah.
And I'm not like one of these bonkeys guys that's like, oh, you got to
No.
go to this place. But I did go there
No.
once, and I had a poutine with like salsa, sour cream.
This is the one that
and-
I've heard is
and
the one.
guacamole. And I was
Yeah.
pleasantly surprised with how
Okay.
well nacho toppings go on poutine.
Yeah. But I
I'm
feel like
gonna
that's
I'm gonna
not
toss this in
poutine.
here. McDonald's not really known for its poutine. I will
Yeah.
eat it and I don't dislike it.
I've
I'm
never
close to
had it.
liking it. It's
Yeah.
exactly what you'd expect. But many years ago, for many years they had a campaign with the Montreal Canadiens where they would name a food item after one of the players.
Okay.
And they had this poutine affiliated to the Canadians that had Montreal smoked meat on it,
Oh God. At
a
McDonald's?
hold on, it's gonna get weird. A few pickles and then a drizzle of mustard. And I thought this is so insane that
Ugh.
I have to try it. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, I loved it.
Cause you're a, cause you're a, cause you're a what?
I'm a food freak.
Food freak.
And once they discontinued it, because it was a limited time only,
Yeah. Thank
if
God.
I go to, let's say my usual greasy spoon is the Green
Mhm.
Spot, which is in
Yeah.
my neighborhood, I will ask for the
Please.
smoked meat poutine, and they give me the smoked meat exactly how I want, chopped up. I will
Yeah.
say, please give me a pickle on the side. I come home. Come home.
Oh,
I
you don't.
dice up the pickle, like just dice it up. I let it rain on top. Shake up the bottle of mustard, a drizzle,
Wow.
unbelievable.
But here's my question.
Warning,
How
you've
come
just listened to a food freak.
So am I the food freak now?
Yeah.
you are? You're the
Yeah, this sounds like it could be
capital
a
F.
1-900 number.
Yeah.
Call the food freak for freaky food.
Hey, how are
info.
you doing tonight?
Yeah.
I'm the food freak.
Pickles
But
on a
how come you don't?
poutine.
Sounds like you're about to do a jingle.
I thought it sounds like you're about to like puke.
2 all beef pickles.
Just say all beef.
So,
pickle.
All beef
so
pickles.
if I understand correctly, we take some ground beef, shape
Ew.
it into a pickle, and brine it.
An all beef pickle.
Yeah. All right.
No, but James, how come you are you like ashamed to order it in the restaurant? To be like, hey, will you chop a pickle up?
I'll tell you what, I don't trust them to do it the way that I want.
Okay,
It's just
it's like
easier
a-
for me to do it. Sometimes it's easier. Okay, let's go to the quick hits. Drunk
Okay.
food.
Rapid fire.
When you're ready.
What? What's going on?
I thought you were teeing up your own rapid fire. Oh, so are we just done drunk foods?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know.
All right.
Oh,
Great.
wait. There's
My
one more
show.
thing that I need to bring up, which is original Boostan.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Was
hell
like
yeah.
king of drunk
My
food.
God.
And it's a shame where that franchise has
know.
ended up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went recently and it was really disappointing.
Which one? Original or one of the
No, I went to
franchise?
the one on St. Catharines.
I think Bustan now is no different than eating. I was saying this to Dave earlier today, going to an Amir or Basha.
Yeah.
And
It's-
look, even at its core, that sandwich, just a basic, you
Yeah.
know, chicken
I mean, it's
shish.
still good.
Yeah, it's still good.
Yeah.
But the reason I think people are frustrated is that Bustan has fallen into that. It is what
Yeah.
it is. Coming in from the chat, once again, the real Andrew McKay writes, controversial poutine topping.
Here we go.
Cheese, gratiné on top. Not a fan. I will say
Whoa.
I do like a poutine au gratin sometimes.
I've never heard of that.
It's its own thing and it's good.
It's good,
Okay,
except when the
that I would try.
place, when you're deceived into thinking you're getting the original poutine and they give you that.
Oh, I wouldn't
Which was
like...
happening in the final sad years of the new system.
Yeah.
May it rest.
Oh,
in peace.
really? What's
They,
new system
during the
doing?
COVID time, they
Yeah.
just transitioned to shredded mozzarella. I called
Oh.
in for a poutine and I
And
said
no curds?
no curds. I said,
What?
can I get it with curd cheese? And they
Yeah.
said, oh yeah, you just have to ask. So I got there and I said, oh, you have to ask for the curd cheese. And the owner said, yeah, you know, once we switched to shredded, people were demanding it. And I felt
No, they
so
weren't.
bad for this guy trying to convince himself through me.
Yeah.
Food fraud.
He was a
Fraud.
food fraud.
Yeah.
We're gonna
my-
move on to our next topic, Alex.
Yes. Let's go.
This is why we're talking food tonight. It's
Okay, I'm
legendary on this show. Fancy foods. How do you feel about fancy foods? You're a lady of wealth and taste.
Oh yeah, of course. I like fancy foods, but I'm like, they're intimidating.
Oh,
No?
why?
Yeah. Well, I just feel like I'm, you know, I don't have enough. Maybe I'm not fancy enough for them. You know, that's what I
If
think.
anytime I've had to go to a restaurant for an event,
Yeah.
a birthday, some type of thing that isn't my choosing, I'm just invited. I feel intimidated to a degree
Yeah.
in places because
Yeah,
I don't think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been to like a really, you know, I've been to like nice restaurants and I'm always like, oh, like, I don't know. I'm never like as comfortable as if like I just went to like, you know, and then I honestly like, I don't know. I'm like, is the food, is it this good that I'm paying? Because that's the other thing. It's very expensive to go to like
Yep.
a
Oh,
nice
yeah.
restaurant now. So I'm like, is this worth? Like, it better be like fucking like really good if I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you're
pay.
like, is it worth it? Let
You
me
know?
work it.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, you got to put your
They
thing
better
down,
work
flip it,
it.
and reverse it.
Dave,
Exactly.
Dave, where do you weigh in on this?
It's urine if you can get go.
Second huge laugh, then I goes to Dave. Ding.
I like fancy food can be really good. It's
Yeah.
really great if someone else is paying for it.
Yeah, hell
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Then
That's
it's
the way to
like
do it.
because you always want to try a whole bunch of stuff,
Mhm.
and sometimes you're limited to the thing you get, and then there's like food regret for like getting the wrong thing.
Yeah.
My favorite kind of eating is when you get something that's like fancy food quality, but at like a dive where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
they are known for this thing that's a reasonably priced thing, and you go and it's great.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I like fancy food, a great steak or something.
Oh
The thing
yeah,
is,
yeah.
like a lot of it, I feel like it also you want it to be something that you can't just make at home.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Yeah. And
maybe
it's all
even
about
steak, I can make it myself.
yeah, exactly. And I think it is about like the experience of going for a lot of these places.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, like
which I
Can I?
don't
Can,
really care. I don't feel like anyone who does improv doesn't really care about like being
well,
seen in
no.
like a fancy
No,
establishment or
no, it's
whatever.
not like,
So
yeah,
yeah,
ooh,
that
I
part
have
of
to do
it's
this like,
well, let
yeah.
me
awesome.
ask: are there any fancy dinners that you've gone out to, Alex, that stand out as either a positive or negative experience?
Well, I mean, it's not that fancy, but I went to the keg for the first time this year
Good friends, good food. See you
good
tonight.
friend. And I was like really, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. Again, I
Okay,
don't
take
think
us
that's
through
like
it.
fancy though. Well, first of all, I was not paying for it. My work, was like gifting everyone like a meal that you could
Hmm.
expense. And I was like, I've never been to the keg. So I took Vance Gillis,
Oh, your
friend of
roommate.
the show, my roommate, yes. And I treated us to an evening out at the keg, and we got
Okay.
shrimp cocktail, and we got a wedge salad, which was very nice with blue cheese.
Hmm.
And then I got the filet mignon, and he got the prime rib, I believe.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was lovely. It was a lovely
No
meal.
dessert.
No, we did get dessert. Yeah, we got the minor pie, which is
Whoa,
like
easy.
it's ice cream or so. Like I
We're all
don't know.
about
It's
18 and over pie here, Alex.
yeah, that's the real food freak.
Yeah.
Dave. Dave.
Dave?
Food freak.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to remember
Um,
a fancy restaurant I went to. Anyway,
yeah, but that's not fancy, but that's probably like the nicest meal I've had in a while.
Did you wear anything out
No,
of the norm or you
it's
just
like
dressed?
casual there. That's why I'm like I went. Oh, you know where's good? Right around the corner from me, because I actually am in an area with quite a few fancy
Mhm.
restaurants, and I'm usually like I should go to these, but then I'm like I don't have, I don't want to spend that much money.
Mhm.
So I don't. But I went to Salle Climatisée, which is on Saint Laurent, and it,
Okay.
despite the name, is it was yeah, it was nice. It was sort of a casual fine dining, I would say. But yeah, I would go back there.
Okay. Dave?
Yeah,
You've been to a number of fancy
I've
restaurants.
been to a number of
You've
fancy.
got
you're
look,
a fancy guy.
let's put the cards on the table. You've got some fancy friends with expensive tastes.
I do have some fancy friends with expensive tastes,
Ooh.
and I forget if I told this story on the show or not. But I went to, I think it's called Maison Beaulieu. It's like one. It's like the most expensive restaurant in Montreal. I went
Wow.
with on a work thing,
I
and
believe I know this story.
yeah,
Weren't
yeah.
you a particularly unsavory colleague?
Yeah, so it wasn't a colleague. We went and we ordered the tasting menu, which is $350 a person or something
My
crazy.
God.
And it was just
And
like
everyone ordered that item.
you have to all order it, right?
Yeah.
And this guy who was joining us, he didn't work with us, he was joining us, was very rude to the waiter in a
Explain
way.
it. Hold on, explain it.
Yeah, we have.
So one of my friends who we work with has food allergies, and was like, "Oh, I need my food gluten free, lactose free, all this stuff." And so the waiter was very accommodating. Took a lot of time to give him the options that he could have. And then this other guy who was not really part of our group, but was trying to like impress us, and he wanted to work with us. And his way was trying to be like a big shot or whatever. So he's like, I was also wondering, like, is there any, I think he was asking for vegan options. Yeah, are there any vegan options? So the waiter takes equally a long period of time to figure out a menu for this guy, for the tasting menu. And then after the waiter spends like, I don't know, like 2-3 minutes describing the options, he goes, great, now I know what not to order.
Wow.
So it was just like,
so funny.
like
So he was
literally
trying to drop like this,
Yeah.
real joke.
a real joke, and everyone was mortified. Like
Yeah.
everyone at the table was mortified.
How did
The
the
real
server
joke
react?
was him.
The server was just like, I mean, she wants her tip. She was very, very kind about it, and we were just all like we didn't know how to react. Anyway,
Everyone is basically sitting with their buttholes puckered.
yes, exactly. And then we're all like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
Like, and then he orders. No, sorry. He's like trying to like edge in for a job at our company, and we don't immediately say yes. We were just like, can you send us like your portfolio or whatever? And he gets so offended that we would dare ask for his portfolio that he just leaves. And then we find out that
Wait, he left the dinner?
he left the dinner in the mid like $350 tasting menu.
Now, did he get up and storm away, or was it kind of one of those things
it
where
like,
he took a second, got up, and you just thought he's going to the bathroom?
Yeah, and then he just never came back, and we were like, what's going on? And it was like, oh, he left. And then we found out, as like a big shot move, that he had paid for the entire meal of everybody.
Wow.
How would
And then
now?
you-
Can you estimate what you think the bill was?
Yeah, I can. It was like over $3,000. It was like 3 to 5 grand or something. Like,
Wow,
Do
you
you
guys
think-
must have felt really embarrassed.
Did he just like put it on his credit card? Like
yeah, he just left. Like he
and
left, paid for the meal. We are just like, like.
And
then
you never
did
heard from him ever again.
I haven't
what
spoken to him
happened?
since. I
Oh
don't.
my god, that's kind of iconic.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
final words here. Marlena Moore,
Yes.
friend of the show, writes, quote, I only wear leather pants to the keg. So, Alex,
Beautiful.
we know what we're going to be
Oh,
doing for episode
would-
400.
Oh, are we going to?
We're going to be sending you in leather pants to the keg. You and Vance, dinner for two.
No, only if you're coming with us, also in leather pants.
It'll be the Leather
Yeah.
Daddy episode.
It's the leather
But I'll
daddy.
be there asking if there are vegan options.
Love it.
Alex,
I can't wait.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you,
A
guys.
true
Thank
food
you.
freak.
Food freak.
Food freak.
Talk to you
Thanks
soon,
for
Alex.
having me.
Pleasure
Love
is
you
all
guys.
ours. Now, Dave,
Yep.
this food concept tonight, this was your idea.
Yeah, I think so.
It's off to an incredible start. We're 44 minutes deep. There's still so much show to go.
Yeah. Well, people like food. Everyone eats.
There's a lot of food freaks out there.
Food freak.
Dave, you ready for our next guest?
Almost. Give me a second. Okay, he's teed up.
This guy's sweating. He's sweating. He's waiting for the pie in the face. It ain't going to come tonight. I think he just took his camera off.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. We're going to
Thanks.
find out. He's sweating. He's starting this segment off nervous. Let's welcome Sweating Joe Conto. Joe, what's going on? You're nervous
You're
or
muted.
what?
Hold on. There you go.
Joe, what's going on? You took your camera off. You're muted.
No, I didn't mean to. What do you call that? I died for a minute. My Zoom
Oh,
died.
Joe, what's going on?
My Zoom died.
Zoom
You know how
died.
my Zoom cuts out every once in a while. I didn't mean
Welcome
to.
back to the show, Joe.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you very much. Welcome to me. What's up?
What do you
I liked Alex's segment. She's awesome.
yeah, drunk food, fancy food. I'm sure you've got experience with both.
Yeah. Sometimes I've eaten fancy food drunk.
Really?
Sure.
But not, was it on purpose? Like, I'm loaded and I'm going out for a 5-star dinner. Were you drunk? You got drunk at the dinner.
No, I had a friend who used to work for this chain of really high-end steakhouses called the Palm Restaurant Group, and they're in
Oh,
New
yeah.
York and LA, and
I've eaten
And
a steak at the Palm.
yeah, it's great, right?
Yeah.
It truly is a great restaurant. And anyway, we were sent to Smith and Wolenski's to do a comparison shop, and this was
Yep.
in DC. So at any rate, we were there, and they had, it was on the house, and we were just young enough that we drank too much, and we ate amazing food, and yeah, things got weird.
All right.
I was eating just real quick. I was eating this dessert. It was a tuile cup with white chocolate mousse in it on a raspberry coulis, like a
Yep.
sauce on a plate. And I went to, and the tuile broke and it hit the raspberry sauce, and the raspberry sauce sort of sprayed across me. And we had a busboy named Cato, and I didn't know what to do. So I looked at Cato and I opened my jacket. I go, Cato, I've been shot. Like that. That's funny. But that's not funny because I guess somebody got shot there. Anyway, I had like 3 people come over and dab me with club soda and everything. They took real good care
You were
of me.
getting washed at the restaurant.
I was getting bathed at table W7. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to chime in with a fancy food story.
Yeah.
Joe, would you consider yourself a food freak?
Me? A food freak?
Food freak.
You missed one because I also said it too, Dave.
Oh, food freak. Sorry. I was just thinking if
delivery
it
on
was.
that last one was pretty
Yeah, I
rough.
know.
I was just
wondering-
thinking if it was Kato Kalin. But
No, it was Kato with a K.
okay.
Kato. Yeah. Kato.
Okay, so Joe, you would consider yourself one. We're starting off with what I think might be the most popular topic in the chat. I could be wrong. It's usually a very divisive topic when discussing with friends. Your first topic is fast food.
Yeah.
We're talking fast food. Joe,
Love
when
it.
I say fast food, what comes to mind as your fast food favorite?
I love it. Dairy Queen.
I had a feeling you were gonna say it.
I love
Interesting.
Dairy Queen. It's brazier cooked. I like everything about it. The burgers are great. Onion rings. Chef's kiss.
It's cooked
Well,
how, you said?
Huh?
It's what cooked?
It's called the brazier system. It's like the food's on like a little Ferris wheel.
Yeah.
That goes,
Oh.
It's almost like on a rotisserie wheel, I guess. I don't know how to put it.
And does
Well,
that
this
cook
is-
more evenly or something? Like, is that...
Well, no, here's the gross part. The grease and all that drips down on the roaster, and then the smoke comes up. So it's like it's being flame grilled, but it's just being grilled in its own grease smoke.
Interesting.
All right.
Real good.
As Quebecers, we don't have Dairy Queen food here. We just
I know.
have the ice cream. I will say I don't really care much for their ice cream.
Well, it's not real ice cream, right? It's ice
No, it's
milk.
more of a gelatin.
Yeah,
It's phony baloney.
Yeah.
But
I like it.
last year I was in Vancouver and I ordered a pizza and I was waiting for it to cook. It was at a wood burning oven place.
Mm.
And they said, oh, it'll be done in about 20 minutes. So I did the old, well, I'll take a walk and come back. And I walked past a Dairy Queen.
Okay.
I said, well, I don't know if I'm going to get this chance again. So as I waited for the pizza to cook, I went in and ate a hamburger so I could finally experience it. I would say that it reminded me a little bit of Burger King.
Yeah, but better. Yeah, and plus it's Dairy Queen and it's awesome.
Okay.
I've never had Dairy
holds,
Queen
you know,
food.
nostalgic memories. What's that, Dave?
I've never had Dairy Queen food. I need to try it.
Yeah.
That's why I did it,
Interesting.
because I didn't know. I didn't know if I was going to get that chance again.
They also have a spicy chicken sandwich. That's actually quite good. Speaking of chicken sandwiches, I don't like that other place that everybody likes for chicken sandwiches. Here in the
Chick-fil-A?
States. Chick-fil-A. I'm not
You
a fan.
don't like
Okay.
it?
No, it's too
Interesting.
wet.
I did like it when I had it, but it was in 2012, so it's many moons ago now.
Could be anything. Yeah.
And I feel like I enjoyed it at the time, but it's so long that I can't have an educated opinion on it.
I'm sold on it. I love Chick-fil-A. Like, I've only been there probably 3 times in my life, but like the first time I had it, I was like, wow, this is the best fast food that might exist.
You didn't find the chicken to be too wet? I feel like they brine the chicken to keep it moist, but there's too much.
Usually I don't like wet fried chicken. Now, Dave, we ate during the COVID times at Olivia's Fried Chicken,
Yeah.
and we were there one night, and it was so wet that I thought, is there something wrong? It was too juicy. It made me sick.
Yeah, but I don't get the same thing from Chick-fil-A, but maybe it's just the ones that I went to. I don't know.
You know what? I want to switch this up here. I want to call an audible. We're talking about Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
We're talking about Chick-fil-A. What if we make this about American fast food?
Dairy Queen's American.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, same.
That's what I'm saying. What if we centralize this to American fast food?
Well, does Canada really have its own fast food other than what, Harvey's?
I mean, Quebec kind of has like, I guess
Yeah.
La Belle might be
La
fast
Province,
food.
yeah.
I'm throwing one in here. Friendlies.
It's the best. What do you got?
I,
That's a bit-
I love a fripple.
Yeah, that reminds me of the Cape. Like when I lived on Martha's Vineyard and stuff, we'd go to the mainland, and we'd go to Friendlies. Real good. A fribble is real good. You talk about drunk food, hangover food, right? A fribble is a coffee fribble.
Wow, that sounds awesome.
Is
Really
Friendlies where they often have the cone upside down into the man? Like that's like a common ice cream treat there? Am I thinking of TGI Fridays, or is that
TGI Fridays is more of a sit-down
Sounds
restaurant.
Yeah.
interesting?
Now, coming in from the chat, Marlena Moore says, quote, tell us about Steak Shack, Joe. I wonder if she means Shake Shack.
No, steak. Well, there's Shake Shack, but there's also Steak and Shake. I don't think there's Steak Shack necessarily.
Well, why don't we talk about Shake Shack?
Fake
you and I-
restaurant.
Dave, you and I ate at a Shake Shack.
Yeah, it's good. I like their burgers. I think it's good. I think
When-
it's
It was good. It
it's too expensive.
was
I think.
good.
Oh, it's not amazing. Though
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, that's
everything else.
yeah. It's not amazing. Exactly.
The first one was amazing. The first one near Madison in New York City was truly great. But then they got big, and then some of them are franchised. I think
Yeah,
now
it's like
It's
everything.
a
They just don't
basic.
have
It's
the
a
control.
bustan. It turned into a bustan.
Now,
Yeah.
would you say that that's a better burger than In-N-Out?
Originally there was no comparison.
But now,
Now,
Exactly.
I ate In-N-Out at the same time as my trip where I ate Chick-fil-A. I remember liking it, but I don't think from a burger standpoint I was smart enough to be able to enjoy it the way I would today. So it is reemerged on my food to-do list.
I think it's really good burgers, really very affordable shakes. Their shakes are like $2.50 or something crazy, but their fries are just god awful. They taste like styrofoam. That's my.
They were once real good. I promise you. I can't.
I believe you.
Anything would tell you.
Okay,
You
I
know,
want to rattle off a couple here, Joe, but first
Okay.
finish your thought.
I was just thinking, I love that. I love it when Canadians come to the States and they're interested in trying all our garbage, Like,
Well, that's it's garbage that we don't get.
yeah, exactly. It's new
And
garbage.
I love garbage food. I have built vacations
I know.
around fast food. I went
it.
to Chicago. The primary reason was for pizza and hot dogs.
Yeah.
One disappointed me greatly. The other satisfied me in ways that I was never close to. It was awesome. The hot dogs I ate in Chicago were so enjoyable. They were so damn good.
We got to try that Chicago pizza again, though, James.
Yeah, now this is the thing. I went to now, Joe. You've been to Chicago, correct?
Yeah.
What do you think about the pizza?
I'm not crazy about deep dish.
Yeah. Now, it was my first meal once
much.
we got there, and I was maybe for one of the first and only times in my life, and we talked about this earlier today, Dave, hangry. I was so hungry, and I didn't realize you order it, you're gonna be waiting a while. And I went
Well,
to
we gotta
a
bake the
very-
fucking thing. Yeah, it's like
yeah,
just-
I went to Lou Malnati's, which, forget about it. It's going to be packed full of people. It was a Friday night dinner rush.
Great idea.
And I was a younger man at the time. I just, you learn these things through your errors.
Sure.
But I was it's something unto itself. It's more of a casserole lasagna with a crispy crunch.
Yes. The middle's wet. Again, I'm not crazy about wet food. Don't
Okay.
give me wet food. I don't want a wet pizza.
What about the
Don't
hot
like what it
dogs?
puts in.
What
What's
about
that?
the hot dogs, Joe? Did you
In
enjoy it?
Chicago?
Yeah.
The best.
Yeah.
I was in Iceland And
Yeah.
everybody goes, you have to go to this in Reykjavik. You know the hot dog stand I'm
Oh
talking
yeah,
about,
yeah.
Dave? Right in
I ate that
Reykjavik.
too.
Everybody tells you about. Everybody tells you about. You gotta. I lined up there. My pal Gordy and I were eating it. We looked at each other. We're like, this is bullshit. I grew up down the block from a hot dog factory, so I know a thing or two about hot dogs. And I'm telling you what, Icelandic hot dogs can suck a dick.
Okay, well, Joe,
That was not classy. I apologize.
what do you no?
Suck a
you can
dick,
say
hot
that on this
dogs.
show. Yeah, you can say that on this show.
Okay, but still.
What do you think about in New York a Nathan's hot dog?
Eh,
I agree. That was to me, this was, when I was a young boy, there was this documentary on PBS called A Hot Dog Program.
Yeah.
And to me, it was like the stuff of legends. As a kid, hot dogs were my favorite food. I was like, wow, all these places. And to me, the Holy Trinity, as someone who didn't get to taste them, was like, I want one in Chicago.
Yeah.
I want one in California at Pink's.
Yeah.
And I want one at Papaya King. Now, I completed the first two. The first time I went to New York, I had no idea how to get around. I was just like, I'm going to go to Papaya King. This is before cell phones. I don't know anything. So we get to a Nathan's chain restaurant. I was like, at least I got this. And I thought it was fine. It's on the beefier side. But then, you fast forward about a decade, Joe, you and me end up in New York City together, and we go to Papaya King together.
That was great. And remember, it was sort of like nobody was having a great day, and we sort of peeled off. And
yeah. Oh, I mean, we were with a group of people that had to do an improv set at 9 o'clock in the morning. I did not see it. You did.
Yeah.
I heard it was god awful.
Someone pretended to urinate on stage, a woman, and I thought, this is not. It's not the shrimp cocktail of improv.
Was it one of the audience members?
Yeah.
And you and I were the only people in positive moods.
Yep.
And we got to go to Portillo's together.
Yeah.
Not Portillo's, excuse me. Papaya King. Yeah, we found a Portillo's. We went through a time warp and ended up in
different
Chicago.
Story.
Yeah, and we got to Papaya King.
Yeah, and I took what could possibly be the best picture of James Gee James
Gee. Wait,
James
who's? I'm
Gee.
going. This would happen. I was
Anyway,
at Portillo's.
And after I
Joe's
took
with
care of my
James
old
Gee.
pal James Gee, I went back and saw you.
I will say, I absolutely loved the drink.
Yeah.
The drink was so delicious.
What is it? It's mango? No, it's papaya.
Yeah, it was
papaya
basically
drink, right.
a papaya's answer to an orange julep.
Orange Julius. That's exactly what it
Yes.
is. Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going here.
I just read a headline from 2022. New York's famous Papaya King faces demolition.
I believe the one we went to is no longer in existence.
Yeah, that one was down on St. Mark. Yeah, I think it's gone.
Let's keep going with American fast food, Joe. Any others come to mind? Carl's Jr., Jack in the Box?
Well, Jack in the Box, when I lived in Las Vegas for several years, and when I was out there, I was introduced to all these new fast foods, and one of them was Jack in the Box. Jack in the Box is great. They have a lot of they added things like cheese sticks and things that you don't get at other fast food places. Real great. There was, and Carl's Jr. is fine. It's, the burger and everything's all squished. But there was a place that was straight up against Taco Bell, and it was called Senor Noggles.
Mm-hmm.
And Senor Noggles was really pretty super. I went to Mexico City a few weeks ago, and when I came back, I landed at 1 o'clock in the morning in Albany, and I still had to drive all the way back north to Lake Placid. And the only thing I said, I got to get some food for the road. And the only thing that was open, I remember I'd just been in Mexico City for about almost a week. And the only thing that was open was a Taco Bell. So I went from Mexico City Mexican food, and I went through the drive-thru at Taco Bell, and I got these. The shell is a Dorito chip.
Okay.
But it's just regular taco. And I was like, oh boy, I've been spoiled with delicious, authentic Mexican food. I took one bite into that thing and I thought, oh, God bless America. It was so good. It was so good. Crunch. I loved it. And had a flat bottom. Man, we're
Now,
so smart down here.
my American Mexican fast food experience is Del Taco and El Pollo Loco.
El Pollo Loco's good. To me, that's what the other place wants to be.
Coming in the chat from one of your countrymen, Thomas Barnwell, he writes Sonic, which is that's on my fast food bucket list.
You'll
Sonic.
love it. You're gonna love it.
It looks so fun. The drinks, the pomp, the circumstance.
Clean. They're all clean.
What about it? What about a Checkers?
Oh, Jesus. Checkers. I haven't been to Checkers in 40 years.
I ate at one in Michigan.
Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah, it to me reminded me of Harvey's.
Yeah.
I like
Which
a
Harvey's.
Harvey's.
As a kid, I loved it. As an adult, it's like this is the cheapest hamburger patty. It's like coagulated. I think the thing that they do best is their pickles are superb.
It's like a patty you'd buy like a grocery store reduced brand.
Yeah,
Like,
frozen.
Yeah, frozen grocery store patty.
It's almost like a Swanson Salisbury steak quality.
Yeah.
That is some wet food.
That's some wet food.
Yeah. I've gotten into a bad habit. I come back from Montreal around 4 o'clock on Sundays after I teach this class. And I've begun, I don't know how it started, but I've begun stopping in Candiac at a place called La Petite Quebec.
Which is, I'm going to imagine, is a kind of a Belle Province.
It's a Belle Pro. But shit, if it's not delicious, and the people there are real super, like they're into it. I think it's like what Belle Pro used to be before whatever happened. There's still some good Belle Pros, I should say.
I think you have to leave the greater Montreal area
Would agree.
to find Belle Pros, because the thing is, as legend has it, anyone can open a Belle Province under that name, because the name La Belle Province cannot be trademarked, because I guess it's a Quebec slogan. So we individually could all open up one on our own, and that's why so many Belle Pros do different things.
I think we'd be
all right.
good.
Well, let's see whose fails first. Hashtag James.
Are you saying that we're each going to open our own?
Yeah, we could.
No.
Coming in, this is look, this is not American, but I do want to talk about it. Dick Ann's. I had not been in years. Dave, you and I went with your family on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved it then, and I loved it now.
I'm gonna say this. I think it's interesting, and it's okay, but I didn't love the food.
Okay, so when I say I love it, it's not like the way that I love a Uniburger hamburger.
Mm-hmm.
You love a Uniburger.
I'm talking a fast food love in the way that I love Big Macs. Dick Ann's, for what it is, it's tasty. It's a little zesty. I like it. Joe, have you been?
I went once so long ago, and I don't.
You might not like it. It's wet. It's a wet burger.
It's extreme. Yeah. It's soaking wet.
Yeah, I didn't like it because I don't like. No, thank you. No, thank you, Dick Ann.
You know what it is, James?
What?
It's freak food.
It's freak food. Joe, we're going to move on to our next topic.
Just quick, James, before we move on, I want to just do a quick news update. These are back-to-back news articles about Papaya King. So the one I left you with was from July 25th, 2022. New York's famous Papaya King faces demolition. Then April 10th, 2023, Papaya King reopens just across the street. So that's good.
It's a happy ending.
But then January 8th, 2024, the Papaya King comeback is over before it started.
So there's just none.
There's, I guess, yeah.
No, like there are so many Papaya Kings in Manhattan that.
Well, this is just headlines.
That one, yeah. Right. And I think that I think Papaya King is sort of like La Belle Province in the fact that I think there are some rogue Papaya Kings being.
Well, I believe there's also like an offshoot one called Gray's Papaya.
Well, Gray's Papaya, you're right.
I ate at one that I was not impressed.
Good, say it again, Dave.
I ate at one and I was not impressed. So maybe it was an off-brand Papaya King.
Yeah.
It's time to move on to our final topic, and it's a good thing that we've edged past the 10 o'clock hour, because this one is
dirty.
It's a little on the line. Joe,
I was accused of having a food fetish earlier.
Well,
so
we talked earlier with Alex about drunk food, fancy food. We talked with you about fast food.
Yeah.
Now it's time to talk about freaky food.
Freaky food.
Food that makes its way into the bedroom.
Sexy food.
Erotic food.
Horny.
Erotic food. I've got enough to worry about without having to worry about food and
What are you talking about, Joe? What are you worrying about?
We're talking whipped cream, Joe.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking like
We're talking chocolate sauce, Joe.
I know, gross. Everything sounds good, but then you're like, oh, wait a minute, I'm gonna get a moist towel.
We're talking about gelatinous underwear.
Here's a question.
We're talking about hot dogs and different types of buns.
I have a question. You know how sometimes
Gelatinous.
they say that so many technologies have been advanced because of pornography, right?
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
You
say that all the time.
It was the difference between VHS and beta. VHS one because it started to incorporate porn more quickly, and that's why the internet blew up. And for whatever. At any rate, do you think we only got fruit roll-ups because they made edible underwear? Because edible underwear is basically a fruit roll-up.
Roll up.
But did that come first?
Oh yeah. I remember when fruit roll-ups were invented, but I do not remember when edible underwear was invented.
Well, coming in from the chat, here's something to throw into the bedroom mix: all beef pickles from Excalibur 890. Great comment. I quite enjoy that callback. Okay, well, I will say that as a kid, I liked fruit roll-ups. Now I think they would probably get caught in your teeth. I did prefer fruit by the foot.
Well, yeah,
It's a softer treat. Well, Joe, let me ask you. Let's put the cards on the table as I did with Dave earlier. Have you had any experiences with a romantic partner where they wore edible underwear?
No.
What if
What if they did?
you're out to dinner with a date and they say, "I'm wearing edible underwear"?
Yeah. Oh.
Would you eat that underwear, Joe?
Yeah.
The trouble is
Would you snack on those panties, Joe?
It's not meant to be worn all evening.
This lady is.
What's
She
that?
wants to warm it up so it's easier to chew off of her legs.
Yeah, she's worn this for a week.
It started out as raspberry flavor. Now we just don't know.
You gotta wash it. Put it through the laundry cycle.
Yeah, they
Well,
might
that's
shrink.
not. I can't believe I can't imagine there's even one person in the chat who finds that idea sexy.
Okay, hold on. If you're in the chat, whether you're a regular commenter or
Yeah.
you're a lurker, I'm not saying out yourself if you've experienced them. Just say, is it something you could potentially see yourself being open to? Joe, you're saying no.
Well, no, wait a minute. I'm not saying I'm not open to it. There's a lot of stuff that people do sexually that they're not into, but there's the other person's enjoyment and all that sort of thing.
You could be convinced, is what you're saying.
I could be convinced. I could be talked into it, but I don't want it to be like having been sat in all evening.
Okay, so let's say you're at dinner.
Isn't
with
this
your...
the part where somebody goes, "I'm going to slip into something more comfortable," and then they come out in Jello or not Jello? What is it? Roll-up underpants? What is it? What are we?
Fruit roll-up underwear.
Fruit roll-up underwear.
Now, coming in from the chat, I've never seen this person comment. Woolly Bears immediately writes, fruit roll-ups are sexy. High Score Run writes, very sexy.
Oh.
Marlena Moore writes, no thanks, it's dumb. No offense, James. I never said that I was into it, so no offense taken. This is
Thank you,
Joe's
Marlena.
topic.
What would be here's a question. What would be a better item than fruit roll-up underwear?
But I have to eat it?
So we're basically reimagining erotic underwear ingredients.
Or it doesn't have to be underwear. It could be any piece of clothing that would be
Because like Ready Whip bikini. Ready Whip bikini?
Quick answer, Joe.
Yeah. Well, I saw that in a movie one time.
What movie was it? Was it on a VHS?
Oh, I'm sure it was. And yeah, and I think at the end
We're talking about Ready Whip. It's like whipped cream.
spray
All right.
paint.
Okay. A Ready Whip bikini. Now,
Yeah.
is she wearing it all night long?
No, that's the beauty of it. fresh.
What about
Dave, what do
this?
Yeah, here we go.
Shrimp thong.
What else? No, no shrimp thong.
I think what made that funniest is how excited Dave was to
Oh, he was
present
psyched.
it. It was like struggling to get through the word thong.
Well, he's proud of himself.
Because
Yeah.
I visualized it.
Yeah.
It's like a bunch of interlocked shrimp.
In
Bacon.
the just
Yeah.
Like bacon. Like
hey man, you
on top
gotta
of a
make it
pie.
bacon.
Yeah,
You
bacon.
gotta make it
bacon bra.
But you know how you can like weave bacon?
Yeah.
You're baking me horny.
Oh, don't be such a pig, James.
You know, you hog.
Joe, let me ask you, have you had any experiences with food in the bedroom? Never.
No.
Never fondue?
You mean during it? I don't understand what you're saying. I don't believe a lot of people. I think it's the kind of thing that like on maybe Valentine's Day you go, oh, yeah, we're gonna have a real night. But then you're like, you know what?
Then you bring out a tray of
let's go
nachos.
let's take separate showers and
Yeah.
we'll meet back here.
Okay.
Yeah. No?
If we had to list the top bedroom foods, what do we think they would be? Now, Joe, you mentioned whipped cream.
Whipped cream.
Dave has thrown shrimp thong into the mix.
Is this just something you eat and it's part of the fun, like chocolate dipped strawberries or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Or is this something that you have to eat off your partner?
No, it could just be. It could be anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, chocolate dipped strawberries I think would be good. I think it would be fun and playful to have movie theater candy, you know, like in those oversized boxes.
Sure,
How
like
about a
Mike and
Junior
Ike
Mint?
and
I bet a Junior Mint well placed would be a real treat. No?
What about a
Junior-
pate?
No, Pat. We got to get that. No, the
what
savory.
about a pad thai?
Yeah, pad thai.
Ooh, well, I do like a spicy
You
pad
could
thai.
do like the noodle.
My partner might
What's
not.
the movie with the dogs?
Lady
with
and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp. Yeah, with the noodle.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, a
Noodle kissing.
Why can't I be? Yeah, a noodle. No,
Oh,
is that hot?
it was something.
What else? What else? What else? Let me think.
Well, I like Joe's Junior Mint.
Well placed.
Yeah. Now, Joe, where would you place it?
Huh. I don't know. I have an idea.
That laugh.
I think it's better to watch Joe imagine it than to hear it.
Yeah, Joe, just think about where you're putting it.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking about it, and it's like you'll never find it.
What about some other fruits, like some pieces of pineapple or watermelon?
Well,
Hot summer's day.
yeah, I do like the idea, but the fruit, I would like the fruit to be cold. You know what I mean? How about some grapes, frozen grapes? That might be fun.
Oh yeah, that's very like classy. Feed grapes to your special someone.
Oh, like off the stems.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. How about champagne? Champagne.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's
Does that count?
yeah. I think that counts.
Yeah.
How about a nice cup of coffee?
Oh man, I love a nice cup of coffee.
Then you just keep it on. If it was like in a thermos and
Yeah.
like
Oh, I
during
was
the
thinking
during
maybe
the session, you could have a coffee.
Keurig machine.
What's that?
Keurig machine. You put the
Keurig
pot
machine.
in.
On your bedside.
Yeah.
What about a sexy stew?
To be like a clam chowder.
Yeah, gumbo.
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, I think on that note, we've done everything that we need to do, and everything that we need to say has been said on this particular topic.
I think so.
Yeah, we're all a bit too hot to stay on the.
Now we're hot and
stay on the
bothered.
Yeah,
topic.
it's true. We're all turned on.
Yeah.
You know, I was eating a graham cracker earlier. What do you think about a graham
Ooh.
cracker?
Well, you tell us, Joe.
I don't know. Let me eat this graham cracker.
Yeah.
Real slow.
I want you to look into the camera and try to
I am
seduce
not.
seduce
No, you
the
don't.
audience
No.
as if they were.
No, because this is somewhere. This is on a YouTube or something. No, thank you.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna clip it.
Well, Joe, I
You're good, though.
appreciate you being here tonight for episode 470. You truly
Thank you.
are a food freak.
Food freak.
That's me.
Thanks, Joe.
You got it.
Oh, one more thing.
Yes.
I love you, Joe.
I love you too.
Hey,
Thanks
I
a
love
lot.
you too,
We
Joe.
love you. But Dave, I love you so much. I love Alex too. She was great as usual.
Oh, this is lovely.
It is. It's love a bowl.
All
Am I
right.
going away now?
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Bye, Joe.
Bye, Joe.
Dave, that's it. 470 episodes deep.
And Quiabla.
You really helped curate tonight's episode.
Yeah, it worked out. Look at that.
It did. Your connection didn't drop at any moment tonight, so when we re-upload this, when it goes into the VOD, it won't be part 1 and part 2.
Yeah. You know, we started off food freaks, James, but now I feel like we're food friends.
And with food friends like you, what more could I need in my
Who
life?
needs food enemies?
Yeah, who needs food enemies?
Yeah.
Dave, that's it. We're going to be back in a week from tonight.
Sounds good.
What do we got in a week from tonight? What's the date here? The 12th? I guess it's a Valentine's Day episode.
Ooh.
You got any ideas?
Kissy, kissy. No, maybe I'll make you a
Try to
card.
get a couple couples on the air.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Try to find some couples.
Some RLLs.
What's that mean?
Real life lovers.
I want to find some real life lovers. Maybe we'll do some type of game show, something like that.
Sure. Maybe the roof booth.
Maybe I invite all my exes onto the show.
That's fun. We can.
I don't think it'll happen.
Well, maybe.
Maybe we bring back the Ruth booth.
Maybe.
That's a great idea, Dave.
Well, there you go. I'm full of good ideas.
Dave, you've curated not only tonight but next week. 2 thumbs up for Dave, 2 thumbs up for me, 2 thumbs up most importantly for you, the audience. We will see you in a week from tonight. For Dave, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night. Goodbye. Farewell. And of course, be well.